the team itself on paper is disgusting. It's nasty.
Disgusting. Disgusting.
But the coach is shambolic. Like, let's be honest here. They were lucky to get into that semi-final in the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they got to the big game, you can see what happened. Right?
I was gonna ask you
He's
that actually. If
he's
you
a
thought
very
Southgate performance at the World Cup was a fluke, I was gonna ask you that.
it's a freaking fluke. Fluke,
Mhm.
fluke, 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 fluke. Like, think about it this way, right? Did you see the roster that they take into the World Cup? 4 right backs. Why?
Mm.
Because he wants to play 5 in the back. With that much attacking powers, you want to play 5 in the back?
Why?
Because he's very conservative. Like, he wants to, like, he wants to play 2 midfielders, 5, 3 center backs. So he brought 4 center backs, right? So obviously 2 is gonna play, and then 1 right back is gonna play the right side of center back. Then he's gonna put he's probably gonna do it this way. He's probably gonna put, if Maguire is fit for the first game, it's probably Maguire, Stones, probably Kyle Walker, then Rich James as a wing back. Then he might put Luke Shaw as the left wing back, or like maybe he might say, okay, Chilwell, like at least one of those guys, right? So you already have 5 defenders. And with the amount of attacking, like the reason why we think England squad is great because of the amount of attackers and
Yeah.
like the midfielders that they have, attacking midfielders like Jack Grealish, Mason Mount, Phil Foden, like these guys, like even guys that didn't even make it. There's a lot of guys that didn't even make it, and plus
Yeah,
the attackers, like it's crazy.
that's
And
what I
this
was
guy,
I was gonna say. You guys maybe have one of the players that could be like a breakout player of the tournament, and Foden, depending on what Southgate does with Foden. Like if this is really, because Foden is gonna be the future of the English team. Do you think like Southgate's gonna give him that opportunity to actually prove himself?
yeah, he's gonna play. He's gonna play.
Mm-hmm.
Another person that I was gutted that he isn't going is Mason Greenwood, but he pulled up because he has a pre-existing injury.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's even younger than Foden. Like when he came up, because the things that with Foden, right, with Man City, he really came up when Silva left, right?
Yeah.
So and which was the same year Greenwood came up from the academy. So a lot of people were like putting them together, right? Like comparing them, but like one is older than the other. Greenwood is way young. Is still younger than like a year or a year and a half younger than Foden, right? But they're both very talented, and like Greenwood is a different breed when it comes to strikers and finishing and stuff like that. And like Southgate knew that, right? So that's why he wanted to take him, but he wanted to like protect himself, like because obviously he's young, he's 19. There's way more tournaments ahead, bro. You know what I mean? The World Cup is next year, so you can kind of ease back a little bit. But Foden, yeah, he should be given minutes based on what he done this season. He should be given minutes. But it's going to be tricky though because you got Sancho, you got Rashford, you got Sterling, you got like mad
But that's the
players.
thing. I don't know why for me that's the way I view it. Sometimes Sterling in some of these international games he's a no show. He's he's not a good he's not
Man
finishing
City.
well. That's what I'm saying. Like we saw at the Champions League. We'll talk about it maybe at the end of the show. But like the finishing's not there. Like in a whole game, you might see
Think about
him
it this way.
once
Think
every
about it this
few
way, right?
times.
The problem now is like Southgate is not going to play the formation that will get the best from the squad. He picked that specific defense for a reason because he wants to play 5 at the back. But it's that was best for the squad. When you have that much attacking players, like with the squad he picked, players like Jack Grealish, Mason Mount, Phil Foden, where are they gonna play? Like, are you gonna bring them off from the right or from the left? They're supposed to be in the middle as a number 10. You know what I mean? You have like defensive midfield like Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham is 17 and he's bossing the midfield. He's a very good player too. Like he's like one of the guys that you should watch out for the tournament. He could be one of the breakthrough stars for the tournament. Him and Foden. because one is 17, one is 21, right? So,
Yeah.
like, think about it, right? With this players that he has to pick formation that will benefit the squad, right? Make sure your wingers are playing wing. Like, if you have Jadon Sancho on the right, Rashford on the left, Kane in the middle, Jack Grealish at the 10, or you can even put Jack Grealish on the left, put Mason Mount or Foden at the 10. Don't force them to play out of position because you want to play 5 at the back and play wing backs. Like, is that beneficial to the team? No. You know what I mean?
Especially, what I'm wondering is how those wing backs train. Like, how does a team, like, when they transition from defense to offense, like, what does it look like? Because it could be like they're, even with the 5 of the backs, are actually a very attacking team, just depending on how
So,
they.
so let me give you an example now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he has 4 right backs, he has 2 left backs. But a player that he chose, Saka, can play left wing back. He's an attacker, but can play left wing back. So it could be a situation where he does it this way. He plays 2 center backs, right? A left back like Luke Shaw, who can play left center back, and plays Saka on the left wing back position, and then plays like Rich James on the right wing back position. Right, so it's 5 at the back, right? 3 at the back with the wing backs, right? But then on defense, it can become 4 at the back, right? Because you already have Luke Shaw playing as a left-sided center back. They just switch the 2 center backs, the right backs drop in, and then Saka just stays as a left winger. You know what I mean? That kind of formation. It could go either side. You know what I mean? So it just depends on how he works on it in training and like what they're doing basically.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It really depends on that, because we could see a very offensive team, but then we could also see a very defensive
team. Exactly.
So where do you?
I'm expecting a defensive team, to be honest. Let's be honest. Like,
okay,
I know they have attacking players, but I'm expecting them to set up defensively.
Wait, so where do you put? So what are your expectations of England, and then where do you think they're gonna end up?
Obviously they'll come out of the group. Probably quarterfinal, semi-final. That's how far I think they can go. Because of the players, not because of the coach.
Yeah, because that's crazy, because if we remove the factor of the coach, England to me is a top 2 team in the tournament.
Definitely.
I'm gonna be honest. They're a top 2 team in the tournament.
Definitely. It's between them and France, if we're being honest. When it comes to squad, when it comes to like who has enough players, in each position, in each like, who has enough players to switch to play different system, both of them. You know what I mean?
Actually England's this era of international football is England's like one of the best squads they ever had.
It's like the golden generation.
And it's also the least amount of competition from other international squads as relative to England. So they should be taking advantage of Euros, World Cup coming up. Like these next 2 tournaments, for me, is England needs to take advantage of these next 2 tournaments.
What they have to do is very, very simple. You can solve a whole lot of problems for England. And I hope someone from the FA is listening so they can pay attention to what I'm about to say. If you're definitely not winning this Euros. So if you want to have a chance to win the World Cup, by the end of this tournament, part ways with Gareth Southgate ASAP. And get someone that knows the game, that wants to play football. Because trust me, this guy, nah. Like you said, they have like, remember the golden generation with Rooney, Lampard, Gerrard, those guys, right?
Yeah.
What was the problem then? The coach. The coach didn't know how to utilize the squad. Playing scores on the wing. Playing scores on
Hudson's squad? Who was
the one before Roy Hodgson. I can't remember his name. But he didn't know how to
Mm.
use the squad. He was playing Scholes on the wing, like playing like
That's a
different
wasted generation. That's a
waste, bro. Waste.
wasted generation.